Assalamu alaikum everyone, hope you all are doing well. In today's video we will be doing the part 3 of the series of contribution to sociology, in which we will be discussing the role of Karl Marx and Emile Durkheim. In the previous video, which was the part 2 of contribution to sociology series, in which we discussed Herbert Spencer and Harriet Martineau. So before we start this video, I would like to request you all to please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon beside. Okay, so basically Karl Marx is often thought of as a revolutionary proponent of the political and social system seen in countries once labeled communist. It is true that nearly half of the people in the world live under political systems that claim ties to Marxism. The governments, however, have often modified Marx's original ideas to fit their own philosophies. Marx lived in Europe during the early period of industrialization, when the overwhelming majority of people in such societies were poor. The rural poor moved to cities where employment was available in the factories and workshops of the new industrial economies. Those who owned the factories exploited the masses who worked for them. Even children, some as young as 5 or 6 years old, worked 12-hour days, 6 and 7 days a week, and received barely enough money to survive. The rural poor became the urban poor. Meanwhile, the owners achieved great wealth, power, and prestige. Marx wanted to understand why society produced such inequities, and he looked for a way to improve the human condition. Marx believed the entire history of human societies could be seen as the history of class conflict. The conflict between the bourgeoisie, who owned and controlled the means of production, they're also called capitalists, and the proletariat are the ones who make up the mass of workers. So this class conflict is between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. Bourgeoisie are the capitalists who are exploiters, and proletariat are the workers who are being exploited by the capitalists. He believed the capitalists controlled wealth, power, and even ideas in society. They influenced the political, educational, and religious institutions in their society as well. According to Marx, capitalists make and enforce laws that serve their interests and act against the interests of workers. Marx predicted that capitalist society eventually would be split into two broad classes, the capitalists and the increasingly impoverished workers. Intellectuals like him would show the workers that the capitalist institutions were the source of exploitation and poverty. Gradually, the workers would become unified and organized and then take over control of the economy. Marx did not think this change would come about peacefully. Violent revolution would be necessary because those in power would not give up their power voluntarily. The socialist system Marx envisioned would also require what he called a dictatorship of the proletariat, a temporary government in which the needs of the workers were protected. Eventually, this would lead to a true socialist society. The means of production would then be owned and controlled by the people in a workers' socialist state. After the capitalist elements of all societies had been eliminated, the governments would wither away. New societies would develop in which people could work according to their abilities and take according to their needs. The seeds of societal conflict and social change would then come to an end because the factories were no longer privately owned. In many capitalist societies today, regulatory mechanisms have been introduced to prevent some of the excessive capitalism. Unions have been integrated into the capitalist economy and the political system, giving workers a legal, legitimate means through which they can benefit from the capitalist system. Marx was not a sociologist, but his considerable influence on the field can be traced to his contributions to the development of conflict theory, which will be discussed more fully. Okay, thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe, press the bell icon, give this video a thumbs up, and leave your precious feedback in the comment section below. Take good care of yourself.